Hi everyone, my name is Lindsay Shalm and I'm the coordinator of the Biotechnology Technician programs at Conestoga College. The first question that I'm normally asked is, what is biotechnology? And that's a good question. Biotechnology is essentially using living organisms or their products to solve problems. So what problem do we have in the world right now? Obviously, the COVID-19 pandemic. And what we need to do is find a vaccine to solve that problem. Enter biotechnology. We can use viruses themselves, virus-like particles. We can use antibodies that are made from living organisms. And all of these things are related to biotechnology or are biotechnology, and they will help us to solve this problem. So this is a very relevant and ever-changing field. So here's my information, and please feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions after you watch this video. The best way to reach me is at my email address, which is listed right here, lshalm@conestogac for college.on.ca, and I'd be happy to answer any of your questions. I wanted to highlight a few things about the biotechnology program. The first being that our sort of claim to fame is the hands-on skills that we teach in our high-tech labs. We spend a lot of time in the labs so that you can actually learn and practice the skills that we're talking about in lecture. So typically what happens is we will have, let's say, a 2-hour lecture in the morning, and then in the afternoon, you'll apply what you've learned in that lecture during the lab. And second point, we have small class sizes, which means that when you're in the lab, there's a maximum of 35 students, and you get to actually use all the equipment and instrumentation and perform the skills yourself. You're not just watching a partner do all of the techniques and then leaving the lab not knowing what happened. You're actually immersed within the skills themselves, if that makes sense, and you're carrying out all of the techniques that you need to be successful when you graduate in industry. So small class sizes, lots of hands-on skills, and connections to industry. Now, these connections are both made in the lab themselves, so we'll follow protocols and techniques that are used in industry so that when you graduate, you can just step into your job and need minimal training. And also we'll have guest speakers come in and they'll talk about the job opportunities there. And we try to connect you to industry partners so that you have a pathway to get a job once you graduate. And because we are connected to industry, what often happens is an industry partner will reach out to us and say, okay, we've got a couple of job openings coming up. Can you recommend a couple of students? And so we'll recommend students before that job is even posted. We also have pathways to degrees. So if you decide that you don't want to work in industry right away, you'd rather, study, let's say, microbiology in more detail, you can continue your education at a university or at Conestoga College. We have a pathway to University of Guelph and the University of Waterloo, which allows you to complete a degree in about 2.5 years, which is great because that means you spend 2 years at Conestoga and then you finish your degree in 2.5 years. So in 4.5 years, you have your diploma and your degree. So you've got those hands-on skills that make you very marketable. And then you further the theoretical learning, I guess, at university. Similarly, you could continue your education at Conestoga College and get a degree from the college. There are 2 opportunities to mention here. One is the Bachelor of Environmental Public Health program, BEPH, which allows you to finish your degree in 2 years. So in 4 years, you have your degree and your diploma. And as we all know, COVID is in the news. We hear about public health recommendations all the time. So the Bachelor of Environmental Public Health will have lots of job opportunities for you. Last but not least, we are developing a Bachelor of Applied Biotechnology degree at Conestoga. This is going to be an incredible degree. Lots of brand new instrumentation and equipment will be on campus, and we anticipate that you'll be able to finish this degree in 2 years. So we'll give you more information about that as the program is developed. And finally, one of the program highlights is professors that care about your success. Now, I'm speaking to you as a professor, so you may think I'm biased, but this is actually something that we hear from our students and grads. Because we have small class sizes and we're a very close-knit group of people in the program, we get to know your name very quickly. We get to know you. And we notice if you're not in lab or lecture, and we'll reach out to you and say, hey, are you okay? What's going on? It's not like you to miss lab. And we want all of our students to be successful. So we try our very best to connect with students and make sure that everyone is on the path to success. So you're not just a student number. This link will take you to a virtual tour. We are located on the Dune campus, which is in Kitchener on Dune Valley Drive. Our labs are on the first floor of F Wing, also called the Cowan Health Center. So we are in 1F30 and 1F36. Now I'll click on this link and give you a quick tour of our labs. You can follow the link yourself and have a full tour of the entire Dune campus if you'd like, but I wanted to point your attention to one of our labs. This is our chemistry lab. And you'll notice that all of the chairs and benches are facing forward. So you can always see what the professor or technicians are doing at the front of the class. And as we spin ourselves around here, you'll see we've got some HPLCs at the front. And some more. This gives you a close-up of the bench top here. And then looking to the back of the lab, you'll see it's nice and bright, lots of big windows, lots of space to move around, and lots of really cool instrumentation. Okay, just giving you a tour here. I would love to be able to tour you in person. Maybe I can do that in the winter. Along with being asked what biotechnology is, I'm often asked what career opportunities are there after this program. There are many opportunities. As I mentioned, the field of biotechnology is always growing and changing because we're trying to solve problems like pandemics, problems like running out of gas and oil, and things like that, and a need for an alternative to plastic. So all of those things we can accomplish through biotechnology. Because of this, you can find work in a variety of sectors like food quality control, agricultural sciences, pharmaceuticals, and medical technology, and that also includes the cannabis industry. You can find work in bioremediation and other things related to the environment, analytical chemistry, and so much more. Some job titles that you may see if you do a search for a lab technician or a biotech technician would include a lab technician, lab analyst, quality control technician, quality assurance manager, lab technologist, lab supervisor. You might see research assistant. So many different job opportunities are out there. And now also, if you look for the public health, or if you search Public Health Ontario, you'll find lots of lab tech jobs there, as we need a lot of people working towards COVID testing. Here is a slide that shows you just a couple of examples of where our grads have found employment. And this sort of reflects what I was talking about on the previous slide, where you'll see jobs available in a variety of industries. Maple Leaf, Organic Meadow, Saputo, those are all and Pillars are all part of the food industry. So you could get a job in quality assurance, quality control. LabStat is located very close to the college. They employ a lot of our graduates, as well as ALS, that's located in Waterloo. They're involved in environmental testing. 7 Acres is an example of a cannabis-based company. Affinity Biologicals works on antibodies. And so if you want to Google any of these companies, you'll find a lot of really interesting information. I'd also recommend Googling Plantform. Plantform is in Guelph. They use a tobacco plant to express antibodies, which are then purified and used as a treatment called Herceptin for breast cancer. They've also had contracts to work on anti-nerve gas agent treatments, or I guess I should say antidotes. They've worked on Ebola treatments and so on. They're currently working with COVID. So have a look at those companies. I think you'll find a lot of interesting information. If you want more information, you can visit our webpage, and this is linked for you here. This picture is taken in our lab, so you can see some of our students working away, having lots of fun. So I would love for you to join us in September. We are the Biotechnology Technician program. Here's my information at the bottom, Lindsay Schaum. And one thing I forgot to mention is if you are interested in the Fast Track program, that is a one-year version of the Biotechnology Technician program, and you are required to have a degree to enter that program. So essentially, you'll enter our second year of the program, and you'll get all those hands-on skills to add to your university degree. So I would love to see you in the fall. If you need any more information, please reach out.